What's up guys, Gevirtz here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 things that suck to buy, but there are 5 things that every filmmaker needs to buy. So let's get into it. So these 5 things are 5 things that are absolutely vital to your career as a filmmaker, but there are 5 things that are so boring and not exciting to buy, and they're also at the same time pretty expensive. So starting out at number 1 is probably the most boring to buy, one of the most expensive, the most vital, is a hard drive. So starting out, you're probably shooting on DSLRs, which have small file sizes, and you probably weren't shooting every single day for work, it was probably just for fun. And you're going to Best Buy and you're putting everything on like a 2 terabyte Seagate hard drive from Best Buy that you probably bought for like $80. Well, that didn't cut it as you started to progress through your filmmaking career, and you ended up buying a little bit more expensive 4 terabyte, maybe it was $200 hard drive to keep all your files on. And then as you grow into a more professional filmmaking career, you're shooting on bigger cameras with bigger file sizes, and you're shooting more often. So then you end up with a 24 terabyte hard drive that's gonna run you like $2,000. And let me tell you, it is so painful to buy this when there's so many other things that you want to buy, but this is something that you need to buy, and it's so boring, but it gets the job done. It is so expensive because it is 24 terabytes. It's gonna store a lot of data, and at the same time, it has very fast transfer speeds. So it just makes 4K editing possible and makes it a lot smoother of an editing process. So this is definitely something that in the long run is gonna save you time and money, I guess, but it's something that you need. Good hard drive. So the second thing that sucks to buy and is expensive at the same time is grip equipment. What is grip equipment? Grip equipment is light stands, clamps, and all the things that kind of hold your set together. As a cinematographer, we are painting the scene with light, and you need all this stuff. You need light stands, you need clamps, you need stuff to hold negative fill, you need stuff to hold diffusion. You need all this in order to achieve the look that you want to achieve. So you just bought this $1,200 aperture light and you're stoked about it, and you can't just put it on a $30 light stand that you bought off Amazon. You need something that is real, something that is sturdy and not gonna blow over if someone breathes too heavily on it. So here you are buying big heavy C-stands for hundreds of dollars, and chances are you're gonna need more than one of these if you wanna light your scene the way you want to. You're gonna have to buy the arm attachments so you can adjust and put light in different directions, overhead, at different angles, if you want to be able to rig up, diffusion, rig up negative fill. This is all stuff that you're going to have to buy, and at the end of the day, you're spending hundreds of dollars on boring, just like metal, but it's super necessary. 3, another big, expensive, annoying purchase are cases. Every time you buy an expensive new camera, an expensive new lens, an expensive new light, an expensive new gimbal, you're gonna have to travel with that thing and bring it to the locations that you're shooting at. And if you don't have something safe and reliable to keep it in, then it's gonna get destroyed and you're gonna end up having to spend money on a new one. So I finally bought my first cinema camera. I bought my C200 camera and I was so pumped about it. And then in reality, it was like, oh crap, like, what am I gonna put it in? I can't just put it in my camera backpack because it's too big, and that thing is not reliable enough for me to carry around my super expensive camera in. So I had to get a $200 Pelican case. And I'm sure there might be least expensive options out there. I wanted something with a name that I could trust and a brand that I could trust, so I went with Pelican. If you want a good reliable case, it's gonna cost you upwards of $200 most of the time. When I bought my Ronin, I had to buy a case for it so that when I brought it on airplanes with me, it didn't get destroyed when I checked it with my baggage. And so I bought a case that was like $300, and it's super boring and feels like a waste of money at the time, but at the same time it is protecting very valuable pieces of equipment that are fun and exciting. So there's another one. Number 4, another boring one that sucks to pay for, is music licensing. Pretty much every video you create as a filmmaker, you're going to have some type of music in the background, whether it's something for a commercial, something for just a personal story, you're gonna have some kind of background track. So unless you yourself are a musician and you're composing music for your piece, which most of you probably aren't doing yourselves. You're going to have to pay for someone else's music that they created. So unless you have a membership to a music licensing site, you're going to have to pay a lot of money to use someone else's song. And for the most part, you don't want to do that. So I have a membership to Artlist. It's like $200 something a year, which doesn't sound like a ton. Also in the year recycles, it's like, oh great, here comes another $200 I'm throwing just for background music that I guess I need. So yeah, music licensing isn't super fun to pay for. And number 5 are tripods. No matter who you are as a filmmaker, what you're filming, you are going to need a tripod. If you're like me, you've probably cheaped your way through the first year or so of your filmmaking career, and we're using little crappy tripods like this that can barely hold your camera, but it was cool because they're cheap and tripods aren't very fun to pay for. So actually not too long ago, I had my big heavy camera on a really crappy tripod outside, and it was a windy day, and I was not paying attention to what was going on my tripod, and a gust of wind came through and literally pushed my camera over and landed face first on the front of my lens and smashed my $1,600 lens. So instead of just chalking up the extra cash for a good tripod, so now instead of just buying a nice tripod at the beginning, I'm now buying that now, and at the same time buying a new $1,600 lens. So that sucks. You want to buy a safe, reliable tripod, and these are gonna run you a minimum of like $300 for a good fluid head Manfrotto type tripod. Tripods aren't gonna be something that you like hit up your camera friends and be like, yo man, just bought the sickest new tripod ever. No, it's not gonna work like that. It's like something you keep on the DL because no one really cares what kind of tripod you have. As long as it's safe and reliable, then you're good. Yeah, those are 5 things that suck to buy, but you probably should buy as a filmmaker if you want to be successful in this career. If I forgot anything at all, just let me know in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me be a part of your filmmaking career, and talk to you next time. See ya.